2024, what is going to happen in Toronto real estate market? My predictions, my opinions. Let's see if we're right. Love to hear your comments, your predictions. What do you think is going to happen? So the big topic that everyone's been talking about right now is what's going to happen with delinquencies, right? Currently, right now, we're at about a 0.15, so 0.15% of delinquency rate, which from what CMHC is saying is the lowest recorded historically of delinquencies right now. What we have also found though is that we've seen actually a 20% increase in the amount of people that are pulling from savings and relying on other means to afford their mortgage. So we are seeing going into this year that there is going to be an effect that we are seeing stress for people with mortgages in today's market. Now, a stat to note that is about almost 40% of Canadian homeowners are actually mortgage free. This is due to a big baby boom population that we do have, and that is also what's holding on to our market. On top of that, to piggyback, 50% of homeowners in Canada have also built up more than 50% of equity in their property. So what we're banking on right now, based on those numbers on the rough, is that you're looking at about 20% of homeowners right now that are going to be in trouble over the next year to 2 years as interest rates start to come due with their new rates. Now, my prediction personally, a lot of people have been pre-approved with the stress test that came in 2017 on a 5% rate, 5.2% rate. Will this still affect them on their new mortgages? Most people are going to see mortgages double. Some will see big increases. Some may see it triple. That being said, do we think that this is going to result in a flood of new listings, a flood of distressed sellers? Personally, I don't think we're going to see a massive amount of distress coming through. I do think we're going to see a more of stable market, more of a seasonal market, where we normally would see 2 years ago in the pandemic that we had the crazy market in 2022. We actually saw crazy numbers from December, January, February. I don't think you're going to see that in this year. Piggybacking off of what happened in 2023, where January was one of the lowest sales months of the year, I think you're going to see something more relative in that regard, where you're going to see a pickup in the spring market as we move into the March, April, May, going into those summer markets. If we do see something from the Bank of Canada where we see a 0.25, a 0.5 decrease, there might see some consumer confidence that will bring into the market. I don't see a 0.25 or a 0.5 making a massive difference when we're talking monthly payments, affordability for people's pre-approvals and affording it. I don't think you're going to see a huge opportunity there. But what I do think is going to happen is with the flood of inventory, you're going to see one of two things happen. You're going to see sellers who have already built up their equity, who are ready to either move on, whether it be a downsize, or they're looking for that upsize property where they've built up some equity. That being said, I also have that other side of it all too, where they've had their money, they've made their money. They may not take the price that they would have got 3 months ago, 4 months ago, but based on everyone's life situation, I think you're going to see a mixture of some sales that are just going to sell it to get out of there and do what they want to do and move on with their life. And you're going to see some sales that might be holding on to prices that may not be there anymore. So where I'm seeing where the biggest opportunities are in 2024, if you're going to ask me, I'm going to be into real estate. I think your biggest opportunities in 2024 are going to be from an investment standpoint, purchasing properties that are going to need work, rehab, renovations, those properties historically in markets that tend to be a little bit tougher, where the best properties are selling and we're in a buyer's market. So as we move into that and continue to be in it, the properties that are going to need a lot of work, that are going to need here, there, some more love, some TLC, they're going to sell at the lowest prices. Where the opportunity is for those properties right now is if you're an investor, you're buying this property for a much lower monthly cost because you are dealing with higher interest rates. And instead of putting the money into the mortgage, you're actually putting it into the home. Fast forward 4 or 5 years down the road, when those rates do come down, prices do kind of elevate, and we kind of see that cycle back up and continue, you're going to make up your money because it's going to be an equity play because you put your money into the home, and that's where you're going to really benefit on your property. Same thing goes right now for anyone who's thinking of an upsize. This is the perfect market for upsizing right now. Why do I say that? Because you've built up your equity in your home right now. Whether it's a need for an extra bedroom, more space, bigger home, you're going to be able to purchase these properties right now at a much lower price, almost 20% from the peak that we saw. That means that you need less money to put down, you're starting with a lower mortgage, and keep in mind, these rates that we're seeing right now are probably some of the worst rates we've seen historically in the last 20 years. So, that being said, whatever you're able to purchase with right now and get into, and again, it goes down to what your means are, what you can afford. Where you're going to win is that today, the first day, that first mortgage payment you make, that's going to be probably the highest mortgage payment you're probably ever going to make in this new home, right? So where the benefit is, fast forward 3-4 years, as you go to renew your term, maybe you're buying that forever home, that upsize that you want to be in, that 10, 15-year home. Well, guess what? In 5 years, that payment's actually just going to go down. right? With talks of the rates going down and things are going to be better, you're looking at this project right now as every year you go on and you live in this house, it's actually going to get better for you. So the opportunity right now, I feel, for 2024 is going to be for upsizers. Anyone who's looking to build the equity they got, make that jump into the bigger house. And I think for investors, where your opportunity right now is going to be, it's going to be in the properties that if you can find a property that's going to be turnkey and cash flow you right off the bat, great, or break even better. Because your rates are going to improve over the next 3 to 5 years. Again, where your bigger opportunity is going to be, if you have the capital and the means to do it, go with the lower property, take some of that money that you would have put as a down payment, put it into the home, get the renovation, bring up the value of the home, rent that out, and then reap the benefits in the 3-4 years when those rates and everything come back down. First-time buyers, get in that market if you can, get in anywhere you can. It's going to be still a struggle until these rates really come down and we see prices subside, which I don't think I don't think we're going to really see a major change in the values of properties over the next year or so. I think you're still going to see the spring market will be your bread and butter. If we start to see the rates come down into the summer, into the fall with a little more confidence and consumer confidence, I think you're going to see a fall market where you'll see a little push towards the end. But beginning of the year into the summer, December's, those kinds of things, I think you're going to see more of a seasonal real estate market of what we've more been used to, call it 5, 8, 9 years ago, versus what we've seen over the last few years where it's just been crazy, go, bidding wars, left, right, and center. Stable market, get your inspections, get your mortgage conditions in there. A lot much of a safer buying power for the buyers. And again, my prediction personally, love to hear what you guys think. Subscribe, hit the like below. Let me hear your comments in the below. I want to hear what you guys want to think.